Welcome back to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. I'm Steve Wiltfong, and you're here to see top 247 defensive lineman Jordan Renaud announce his college decision. Alabama and Oklahoma are the finalists for one of the most explosive defensive linemen in the country. Let's go to Tyler, Texas, Legacy High, and get with Jordan Renaud and his family right now. Jordan, good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Close to 30 scholarship offers. You narrowed it down to Alabama and Oklahoma. What were your favorite parts about the recruiting process?
Honestly, I just feel like both schools interest me a lot when it comes to the facilities and their rich tradition. So those were the things that interested me in the school. And, I really felt a draw to both schools, and I feel like they made me feel the most interested. So those are the top two for that reason.
Both schools recruiting at an extremely high level. Alabama is the #1 class in the country right now. Oklahoma's at number 5, but if they land your commitment, they'll shoot up to number 2. What were the important factors you were looking for in your next home?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said that Alabama's recruiting at a high level, the #1 recruiting class in the country. Oklahoma as well as recruiting at a high level, sitting at number 5. They would jump to number 2 with your commitment. What were you looking for in a school? How did you get it from 2 to 1?
I was really looking for the challenge of being stretched and like understanding the grind. So when it came to it, it just made me select those.
I got you. Well, the time is now to announce your college decision. Alabama or Oklahoma, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm gonna be looking down at my phone occasionally because I have my notes here. So bear with me, please. First off, I'd like to give all glory to God because without Him, I won't be able to do any of the things I have going on for myself right now. I thank Him for the ability, and I thank Him for giving me this platform that I have to say. I like to thank my middle school coach, Ricky Simmons, for introducing me to the game of football. I like to thank my middle high school coach Renaud for believing freshmen and allowing me to produce the good things that I love and coach the good things I love. I like to thank Coach Ray Balls for believing in me and pouring into me in and day out. I like to thank Coach Shavion for having my back through thick and thin, no matter what the situation was. I like to thank Coach Willis. I like to thank Coach Willis for allowing me to lead the team and allowing me to lead my brothers, have this team that I have this year, and we're leading it together. I thank Coach for that. I thank Coach Marshall for sharpening my skills as a man on and off the field. I thank Coach Renaud. I thank Coach Renaud for being my counterpart as far as teaching me the offense and how to sharpen my skills furthermore because he did play on tackle in college. I like to thank the two schools and every other that ever with me, but I like to thank Alabama mostly because they saw something in me that they liked and decided to recruit me. So I thank you for taking a chance on me. And most of all, I thank these people right here on this panel because y'all are my rock, y'all are my source, and y'all really my backbone. So I really appreciate y'all having my back, everything, supporting me, everything. I love you like. But with that being said, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talents too. University of Alabama.
There you have it. Tyler Legacy, top 247 defensive lineman. Jordan Renaud commits to Nick Saban in Alabama, adding to the Crimson Tide's #1 ranked recruiting class. Jordan, how long did you know you'd be headed to Tuscaloosa?
It was a tough decision. I feel like this was something that came up in this last week because I was walking fence so long and I had to come myself and be like, bro, you only got one option. You can't go to both schools. My family, my village, my coaches, they gave me counsel, but ultimately I had last say.
Awesome. Just to be able to tell Coach Saban you were in the fold. When did you tell Coach that you were coming to Alabama? And what were your favorite things about the program?
I haven't really expressed to him or told him the day that I was coming or the day I committed. But the thing that stood out about Alabama's program to me was the fact that they're precise in everything that they do. They're very I'm kind of nervous. They're precise at everything that they do, and I feel like I'll be stretched more going to the hardest challenge will be #1 for the longest. And I know that me going there, I will have to really show what I have. They'll bring the best out of me.
Jordan, tell Alabama, our Alabama listeners today, what they're getting in you as a person and player.
They're getting a humble kid. They're getting determination. They're getting love for the game. They're getting a follower of Christ. They're getting a dominant player. Outside of football, everybody knows that I have ability in football, but outside of football, they're getting effective men. They're getting a loving man. They're getting a family man. And they're getting the man that represents the community to the fullest.
Well, thank you. Congrats again. Appreciate you doing it on the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. Good luck to you the rest of the fall, and take care. We're going to bring in now 24/7 Sports national analyst Cooper Patagna to break down the news. Jordan Renaud to Alabama. Cooper, good morning, brother.
Good morning. How we doing, man?
Man, doing well, but I don't know if we're doing as well as Alabama in the way that they're recruiting, adding Jordan Renaud to the nation's #1 class. What do you love about him as a prospect in this pickup for Coach Saban and the Tide?
Well, I love the signature Nick Saban hat right there for Jordan Renaud. But, 6'3.5", 240-pound Jordan Renaud is certainly somebody that has his best football ahead of him. We got to see him live in Bradenton at the Future 50 this offseason. He was one of the standouts at that camp against a lot of elite level prospects. He performed really well in the one-on-one portion of the event, but a guy that moves exceptionally well. He's got a 6'7" plus wingspan. This is going to be a guy that's going to continue to grow into his frame. Alabama likes him with his hand in the dirt. So I think a guy that's going to give you a lot of versatility on that defensive front, and a guy that certainly fits what they want to do in that defensive line room. And if you're Freddie Roach and Pete Golding with what they've done this season on the recruiting trail, Edric Hill, 4-star from Missouri. Also, you got Hunter Osborne in the top 247. And with Yanze Pierre as well, an up-and-coming pass rusher off the edge that they like at the jack position. So Alabama just getting stronger in that room.
Yeah, and getting stronger on the defensive side of the ball, Coop, because they have 3 5-star defensive backs committed. The #1 safety in the land, Caleb Downs, the #2 cornerback in the country per the composite, Jaleel Hurley, and the #2 safety in the country per the composite in Tony Mitchell. Just talk about putting those two position groups together.
Yeah, well, they impact each other. They play off of each other. Obviously, the front seven is going to impact the secondary as well. And in Alabama, the job that they've done, you mentioned 2 of those guys from the state of Alabama, in Jaleel Hurley and Tony Mitchell. So, like I said, the rich getting richer there. I think Alabama's ability to get to the quarterback consistently, put guys into the NFL. You talked a little bit, you heard Jordan Renaud talk a little bit about what impressed him the most with Alabama's programs, the ability to develop, be put in a situation where he is going to have to compete for playing time. And undoubtedly, that will be that type of situation. As good as a player as he is, it's going to be a loaded room in Tuscaloosa.
Man, it's hard to pick my favorite part of this Alabama recruiting class because we just talked about the defensive backs. They have the best running back class in the country committed right now with Justice Haynes and Richard Young. Then they have two touted quarterbacks in Dylan Lonergan and Eli Holstein. But Coop, they may not be anywhere close to done recruiting around the line of scrimmage on defense this year with Keon Keeley, the number one edge rusher, still out there for them. James Smith and Quay Rusaw, who you saw play recently, 5-star defensive lineman and 5-star edge per the composite, also on the board and perhaps trending towards Alabama as well. They have a chance to have a really special finish on the defensive front.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. They're sitting right here with the number one ranked recruiting class in the country, but this is what Alabama does. And if they were going to end today, they would be one of the better front seven hauls in the country. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned names like Quay Rusaw, James Smith, some of the guys that they're in the mix for. That's not even considering the number one edge rusher in the country in Keon Keeley. Damon Wilson, also a guy that they're very high on. So Alabama putting together a special class on the front seven, only like they do. And Steve, you hit on it. I mean, offensively as well, two quarterbacks in this class, but the other position room that I'm liking a lot, Justice Haynes, Richard Young, both those guys having strong senior seasons.
Alabama continues to roll on the trail. Nick Saban and his staff looking for their 10th number one recruiting class in the 24/7 Sports era dating back to 2010. That's Cooper Patagna. I'm Steve Wiltfong. Thanks for joining us and watching top 247 defensive lineman Jordan Renaud commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Please hit the like on this 24/7 Sports page and go to Bama Online, www.alabama.247sports.com for more on Jordan Renaud and his commitment to the Crimson Tide.